Hello everyone. So in this session we will see what is a company and what are the features of the company. The word company in literal sense means, if we divide this word com means together and pennies means bread. So the word company means coming together to earn a bread. Now, company means an organization or an association of the person that is created by law. Say, let us take an example. Say, this is a company. Now, this is created by some people. And they have come together to form this association, which is known as a company, and it is registered. So it is formed as per law. Now, these people are the owners of the company. They will earn some portion of the ownership in the company. That is known as the shares. So a little portion or a larger portion, depending on the capacity of each person, will be holded by these people, and this is known as the shares of the company. Now, company as such is an artificial person, and it is created by the law, and it has a common seal. Common seal is like a signature of the company, and it has a perpetual succession. That is, say if one of the owner dies or he doesn't want to be the owner anymore, he can transfer his shares to some other person and he can quit as a shareholder from the company, but the company will exist. So in India, if we see, all the companies are registered under Indian Companies Act 2013. Now, 2013, in the year 2013, a new Indian Companies Act was formed. Now, before that, there was one more Companies Act, and this Companies Act and the clause in the Companies Act keep on changing. So either if the company is registered under the Indian Companies Act or it is registered under the previous Companies Act, it is known as a company in India. Now we will see what are the features of company. So first feature is it is incorporated association. So company is the association of the person who have come together to do the business. Now, since the existence of the company is through the law, it is incorporated association. So registration of the company is compulsory. Now, second feature is it has a separate legal entity. Now, since the company is incorporated under the law, it is separate legal entity. That is, it is separate from its owners. So, company's books of accounts will be separate. Company's documents will be separate from the documents of this owner or the books of accounts of the owners. So, company is a separate legal entity different from the owners. Since it is a separate legal entity, it has a perpetual succession. That is, even if any shareholder or of the company, even if any shareholder of the company dies, or say he doesn't want to be a shareholder of the company anymore, he can transfer the shares to other person and retire from the company, but the company will continue to carry on its business. So company has a perpetual succession, so not affected by any insolvency or change in the members. Fourth, common seal. Now, previously companies used to have a common seal. That is, common seal is like a signature of the company. So, since the company is a separate legal entity and artificial person, it cannot sign by itself. So, there was a common seal which was in the custody of the management, and then this common seal was put on all the important documents, and it is like a signature which is done by the company. But now, as per this new Companies Act 2013, there is no need of the common seal. Now, instead of common seal, and document can be signed by two directors of the company, or it can be signed by one director and a company secretary of that company. Then next, fifth, limited liability. Now the liability of the shareholders is limited to invest their investments in the company. Now we have seen one example. Let us say that there are 100 shareholders, and everyone has purchased a share, okay, worth rupees 100. Face value of the share is rupees 100. Everyone has purchased different quantity of the shares worth rupees 100. Say Mr. A has purchased the share 3 shares of rupees 100. So his total investment of in the company will be 300. Now say out of this 100 rupees share, only 50 rupees is paid by Mr. A for 3 shares. So amount paid for 3 shares is 150. So now the liability of the A will be limited to the face value of the share, that is he has invested. See, now as of now he has paid only 150 for 3 shares, right? 50 rupees per share. So unpaid amount is 150. So his liability is limited to total amount of 300. Say tomorrow if company becomes insolvent, then Mr. A will not be liable to pay any additional amount if he has paid 300. Say if the company becomes insolvent and this amount is still unpaid for 3 shares, then Mr. A will be liable to pay this additional 150 which is unpaid on those shares. So the shareholders' liability is limited to their investment in the company. Then sixth, there is a distinction between ownership and management. Now, company is formed by many people, so those people are known as the owners of the company. Now, they appoint managing committee or a management in the company to take care of day-to-day affairs of the company. So, all the owners will not be in the management. Management will be formed by a limited number of members, and it can have some of the owners, but all the owners will not be a part of management. So there is a difference between the ownership and the management. All owners will not be a part of the management of the company. So management of the company has to take care of the business, and at the end of the every year they need to present the financial books to all the owners of the company in the annual general meeting. 7. Not a citizen. So a company, even if the company is an artificial person and it has a separate legal entity, but it is not a citizen of the country in which a company is registered. So the company as such does not have any rights which a citizen of the country has. For example, say voting rights. Now, when we do voting, the company is not eligible to do a voting on its own, since it is an artificial person. Then next, 8 is transferability of the shares. Now shares, as I told, is the capital amount that is invested by all the owners of the company. They are known as shareholders. Now shares can be transferred from one person to other except in the case of a private company. So we will see what are the types of the companies. So in that we will see what is a private company. So except for a private company, all the shareholders can transfer their shares for any other company. Then maintenance of the books. Maintenance of books is maintenance of a books of account. So company is required to maintain the books as prescribed by the law, and then they have to present it to the owners of the company or the shareholders of the company. Now, if the company fails to maintain the books as per the law, then there will be a penalty on the company. So penalty will be levied on the company for non-maintenance of the book. So compulsory they have to maintain the books as per the provisions of the law. Then 10 is periodic audit. Now, company has to carry out a periodical audit by a chartered accountant, which is proposed by the management of the company, and it is approved by the shareholders. So, accordingly, a auditor needs to be proposed by the management of the company in the meeting, and then the shareholders need to approve the same. And that auditor will be carrying out periodical audit for the company. Then 11, right to access information. Now, all the shareholders won't be a part of a management of the company, so they won't know what is the day-to-day affairs that are being carried out in the company. So all the shareholders have a right to access the information of the company, about the company. So shareholders can go to the registered office, they can take a prior appointment, and then they can access the information. So all the shareholders have right to access the information about the company. So this was about what is a company and what are the features of the company. Now, there are different types of companies. So, companies are of different types, and for every company there is a definition in the Companies Act. So, there are various types of companies like government company, foreign company, private company, public company, small company, holding company, subsidiary company. So there are different types of companies, and various different provisions are applicable to different types of the companies. So according to the different types of the companies, we need to see if there is some specific provision which is specially for that particular type of the company, and accordingly that specific law needs to be followed for that type of the company. So this is about what is a company and what are the various features of the company.